Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's JP here, and today's video has been put off for a while now. Today I will teach you guys what I know about how to care for the beautiful, the bad, the dangerous, the diva, Compton Carousel / Lenore Dean. Now, to start off, here's one of mine, my most beautiful that I have at the moment. Okay, hold on. Before I just talk, I can't help but notice there's a jumping spider on my Violet Queen. He's just been jumping around. He was there, then he jumped over there. Look at him. Clearing the pests. You can stay. Anyway, yeah, so today's video is going to be about how I care for mine, and hopefully this video will help you take the plunge and buy one of these guys, because they're definitely gorgeous, gorgeous plants. Oh god, like this one is just my perfect one. I have a couple, or more than a couple, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is my most beautiful one. And yeah, let's just get into how to take care of these guys. Alrighty, so here are my other two that I have in this area. I just cut them from those two right there. I just cut their heads, so obviously I can get more. But yeah, anyway, okay, so the number one thing, the stigma around the Compton Carousel / Lenore Dean is that they die fairly easy from rot. I've had my fair few of Comptons rotting on me, and yeah, it sucks. Especially when it's your first one. And sometimes it's just like, what the heck happened, you know? That's the main stigma around the Compton, is that they die fairly easy to anything. But I think it's just the nerves taking over is what really makes you kill them, because at first I was hecka nervous, you know. I followed all the tips, all the tricks and to try to take care of the first one I ever bought, and it ended up dying. And maybe that's sometimes what needs to happen. I first put mine in water therapy to try to get it to root quickly, but I had the stem of it too submerged in the water, and then it rotted. And I bought, I think, 2 more, and one of them rotted, and the other one, I don't know how it died, but yeah. I've had a few Comptons, but from what I've taken from these, it's just, you know, leave them alone, you know. For beginners, I would say definitely I wouldn't necessarily go for this, because it's, first of all, it's still kind of pricey in the markets. You will probably find it from like maybe $40 to $50 or $35 to $50 depending. But yeah, and they're kind of small when they're sold. They are about this size, or maybe a little bit bigger. Let me hold it for you. Like this usually, but like more spread out. They're not as compact, I would say. But yeah, some people sell them bigger, which is really great, because you do want to get a bigger one, you know, because who doesn't want a bigger one? Anyway, so what I have done and what has worked for me is I usually root them in a very barky mix, like, you know, what do you call, like over here, hold on, I have it, the dirt right here, like this stuff. It's like really, not really much soil in it. It's like super wood chips and bark. And that's just so it's not that, more, like the water will flow through it easily when you're watering. And so yeah, that's what I would recommend for soil wise, is something like this. Simply because you don't want the water to stay where it is for too long, because of course that, for any succulent, you don't want your water just sitting there surrounding the plant's roots or the stem, because that just leads to rot in general. But with these guys, I don't know if that's really true, that they are just more um, moody, more of a diva, but I don't know. But yeah, that's what I would recommend right now, since mine, just until it roots, I would say. Until it roots, you would want it in something maybe more organic, like more soily, not less bark or whatever, just so you can get it to root, because they're gonna need, something organic, like an actual soil, to get nutrients to grow. But once it gets enough roots, you can put it in something barky, or keep it like this and not just super water it, Don't go all in, because you do need to water them. But, just, you know, not too much water. And what I would recommend is when you have like a pot, like, hold on, let's just get a pot for. All right, so let's say I bought my first Compton. Oh my God, my Compton, oh my God. And you pot it up and it doesn't have any roots. Let's say it comes bare root or just like a stem like this, which you should not go for, by the way. You should definitely try to get something rooted or bare root, just so you don't have to go through the trouble of rooting it. But let's just say, I don't know, like that. And yeah, you got it in some soil now in your pot. And what I would recommend is to water either from the bottom. So you put your pot like in a, I don't know, like a tray that has water in it, and you put your pot in the tray of water so it can soak up from the bottom up. And so it's not really surrounding and touching the actual plant, because even the water touching this can create like a fungus or rot simply the plant. But bottom watering, it would not really touch the actual plant itself. And so yeah, that's something you could do. Or if it does have roots and you plant it and the roots are just, they're not really, there's not a lot, what I do is water the surrounding area, not directly going in there, like where the root is. Because by doing that, you're kind of possibly wetting the stem, or you're just keeping the roots wet, which isn't really good, because then that could lead to like root rot, and that just will kill it, So watering the outside and then having it kind of just pour in, not drowning it, but like, just watering out here until it seeps down, watering a little more until like, I don't know, maybe here, so that the roots, when it starts growing, the roots will go toward the water. They will come out this way instead of the water sitting in one spot, causing the roots to just, get drowned out and rotting out the plant. So that's, something you could do. That's my trick. That's what I saw on Instagram. I forgot where I saw it. I wish I could get credit, but, that's something I've learned. I saw, definitely. And yeah, just until it roots, once it becomes established, it's not that hard of a plant. It's pretty easy. Just, water it when it becomes like wrinkly. I wouldn't do like a official schedule like once a week, because the plant could still be healthy in a week. So like let's say, for example, like obviously this is let's just say there's a full plant here, but like the leaves are like this. See how flimsy they are, like all wrinkly and stuff like that, or just like flimsy like that. That's how you know when to water, to give it like a nice thorough watering. Even though the rumors, oh my God, no, it's gonna rot. No, your plant needs water. So once you water it and it becomes stiff, more stiffened, then that's how you know your plant's healthy again, and you don't need to water it until it becomes wrinkly again. Like, why would I water something that's already healthy, that doesn't need water at the moment? So yeah, like let's see if this guy needs water. Like, yeah, a little bit probably. Yeah, see how it's flimsy. But that's also because I like to try to stress them out. So like less water and more sun will give them the beautiful pink, peachy, you know, peachy colors. But yeah, definitely water your plant if it does start to become flimsy like that. That goes for any succulent, really. If it's wrinkly and shrivelly and, flimsy, that's how you know when to water. That's the number one sign that I know that I need to water my plants, is that when they become wrinkly like that. Because, that's how you just know. So yeah. What else? I don't know if there's any more. So yeah, that's pretty much it really for watering. I went over watering, what kind of soil. It doesn't really matter. You can go for the barky stuff. If you don't want to, I don't know, like have a higher chance, I guess. But you definitely want to use an organic soil. I don't use cactus and succulent soil personally. I just don't. I use just normal potting soil for my plants, but of course, it depends on where you live. For me, I live in a very, very dry environment, and so I need an organic soil because it will hold more water than a cactus soil, which dries out very quickly. And I can't have that because everything, once I water it, it'll quickly evaporate. That's how just of a dry environment I live in. So yeah, it really depends. So if you do live in a humid environment, you might want to use the sparky stuff, But for the first off, if you have a cutting, you want to use a more organic soil so it can root easily. It's not going to root easily if it's going to try to get through all that the big particles or whatever. It's going to obstruct the path. And plus, there's not a lot of soil that it can grab onto and, feed itself. And so, yeah, definitely for cuttings, use an organic soil. If your plant is rooted, you can use organic, or if you live in a humid environment, you might want to use a barky substance. They will still grow, of course. There's still some soil in this. Or you can mix, too. You can mix an organic with more wood chips. And yeah, just water it. It'll seep all the way to the bottom right away, so you don't have to worry about, it staying there. That's what I've seen. This stuff, like the water just goes through. It goes out right away. And so yeah, that will be perfect for your Compton. And yeah, but I'm going to keep this guy in here because, yeah, he needs to root. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But let me give you some fun facts about these guys that I don't think a lot of people talk about. These guys, if you don't know, are a variegated version of a Echeveria imbricata, which is very common. Let me see. I actually have a triple head Compton that's not doing so hot. But as you can see, the normal, this is all one plant right here. There's 3 little plants coming from the same stem. Here you have your normal Echeveria imbricata and 2 Compton carousels coming out on the sides. So that is just one plant, the variegated and the non-variegated. So that's pretty cool. Also, another fun fact that these Comptons, the Compton actually was founded by it was actually found growing in a woman's garden. It was just randomly discovered, and the woman was named Lenore Dean, and so, of course, why not name the plant Lenore Dean? But a bunch of jerks decided to rename it, the poor old lady, I know, right? To name it Compton Carousel for some reason. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter what you call it, but, give the lady some credit for it being found in her garden. I mean, imagine just walking, who knows, just through your garden, and it's just like, oh no, that plant's just been living there, and all the scientists are like, what? But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then it just started getting propagated and sold, how it works. So yeah, that is my video on how I take care of my Compton Carousel / Lenore Deans. And if you want to give your hand at one of these guys, I would definitely recommend it. These things are so gorgeous and just beautiful once established. And they just get so beautiful and big and just they pup out fairly easily. And yeah, if you want, definitely go for it. But if you're not really into, if you're barely getting into succulents, I don't know if this is for you. But of course, if you want to go for it, go for it. What am I gonna? Who am I to tell you what you can't buy? Just know that it's a just a little bit of an investment. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If I forgot anything, I'm sorry. And if you have any more questions, definitely leave them in the comments. I will, of course, very much help you. And yeah, have a good day, you guys. And goodbye.